All right, here we are, ready for reveal number 334. It's going to be a 1959D Seattle Fed Reserve original bank wrapped roll. Here's our flip inserts. As we get started, here's the roll itself. Seattle Branch, Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, 1959D. Yeah, it didn't take me very long. Sometimes I can get things shot up in a very quick hurry. I gotta get back to work on this auction, so I'll be ready to do it. Auction's coming up in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. Right at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll last, I'm going to say probably 45 minutes, maybe an hour. There we go. I always like to try to get my roll underneath the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing opening it. Alright, there's that. Wrapper over the coins, just as usual. And there we go. Here's all of our coins. Let's see what we end up with here. We got to start off with coin number 1. 2 Sureg. And Sureg has the distinction of getting the coin that was on the end of the roll, and let's see if there was anything there. Well, I don't see anything on the obverse here. We will check the first 10 coins of this roll on the reverse during the show, just to see, well, if we have anything we need to pull out straight off. We'll be rechecking the roll after the broadcast is over, so we're not going to miss anything. We just don't always catch everything during the show. Hello again, Eric. All right, well, that's coin number 1 in this roll. 2 Sureg. Got nothing here, so let's move on to coin number 2, Jim Fletcher. Coin number 2 goes to Jim Fletcher. Let's take a look and see what we have here. We do have an RPM. It's actually a quite nice RPM. Large extra serif on the lower part of the D. You also have doubling on the upper serif. See what kind of... Okay, we've got a curved die scratch just above the 9. Oh, we've got another one down on the lower part of the 5, right here, pointing down. So that die scratch that runs through the top of the 5 and this curved die scratch above the 9 should be enough for us to find further examples of this particular die and pull them out. See what else happened with this die pair. See if we have a double die reverse. If we do, then we could be relatively certain if we find a double die obverse or a RPM and it happens to accommodate a double die reverse, we can be pretty sure that any other further examples that we find of the anomaly on the obverse will match the anomaly on the reverse because, well, generally those dies stay together. It's not an always thing, but it's a generally thing. Alright, let's see. Here's one for Crispy. Crispy coming up here. Let's see what Crispy has. Yeah, this one happens to be normal, it appears, on the obverse. Let's flip it over and take a look at the reverse and see what happened. Looks like we're normal on the reverse too. Did I lose everyone else in the translation of coming over here? Only got 3 viewers right now. It would be me, Robert, and Eric. Here's coin number 4 now. Coin number 4 goes back to Sureg. Let's see what Sureg gets this time. Well, it does have doubling on the lower serif, so it's a relatively minor split lower serif. It's got a nice tall die scratch right next to the 1. So we can use that thicker serif and the 1 as our markers for this particular die. Pull it out just in case. Looks like one we might be able to list, but in case we can't, have to leave you with the disclaimer that not everything that I see and say during the show is necessarily what is. What is will be discovered after the show when we get a lot more time to look at it. Oh, I did say 10 minutes, didn't I? You know, sometimes it does take me a little bit longer. I like to give myself a cushion. And Mr. Worley is here as well. Hello, Mr. Worley. Got nothing on this one. Let's flip it over and take a look at the reverse real quick. And we can work through these reverses just to see if we have anything. 1959D I don't think is known for double die reverses. That doesn't keep us from looking. But we only look at the first 10 coins on the reverse. In these issues where double die reverses are rather unknown, because there's another one of those. Die 2 for the roll here. You've got these 2 die scratches. You've got the one going north and south next to the 1, and the other one that's tilted just a little bit to the left. Doing very well, Vintage Soul. I hope you're doing well too. And so that's going to be die 2 for the roll. That's our second example of that particular die variety. Let's move on to coin number 7. Coin number 7 will bring, well, it is another RPM. This is a match to die 1 for the roll. It's a match to die 1 for the roll, so this is going to be another example of the RPM die 1 for this roll. This one goes to Mike Birchman. Now coin number 8, Jim Fletcher. What do we have for Jim? Well, just so happens we have a normal mint mark, it looks like. Let's check the eye. That's going to be normal. Well, this one, although it's a nice, clean, earlier die state coin, it is a normal coin, not made with any doubling. And so here's coin number 9 for Stephen. It's another one of our RPM 2 for the roll. Minor split lower serif with the 2 die scratches next to the 1. So there's that for sure. Now coin number 10, Bob Hampton. And it's another one. Another RPM 2 for the roll. Die 2 for this roll. A few other markers. You can see a die scratch running through the forehead. Looks like a die crack right there on the lapel, on the upper lapel behind the bow tie. But once you pick out a marker that you can actually use, these 2 die scratches did it for me. The one's next to the 1. You can't see the flip name, sorry. There we go. Bob Hampton for this one. Die number 2 for the roll. I'll go ahead and put this in its new home. Now coin number 11, Adam Connor. And Adam picks up another one. There's one right there. 2 die scratches next to the 1 tell us everything we need to know about this particular coin. Now number 12, Penny Hoarder. Oh, it's too bad we had some audience members who were speaking for the first time in the previous broadcast. It looks like they did not follow us over here. This one is a normal coin. I'm going to get it in its holder and move on. That was Penny Hoarder. Next up is Yo Man. Here's one for Yo Man. And this one is... this one's normal. Yep. Hello, Arizona Coins. Here we are again. How are you doing? Nice and roasty hot there in Arizona, or has it started cooling down yet? We have much cooler temperatures today than we have in quite a while now. And in fact, for the next week, they're expecting temperatures to remain cool here. In comparison, anyway. I mean, we're talking about high temperatures in the 70s and 80s, which is absolutely beautiful. 103. Yeah, well, like they say, it's a dry heat. Right? It's a dry heat. Where in Arizona are you? What city? Flagstaff, Scottsdale, Phoenix, Tucson. I have a friend who lives in Arizona. I'm not exactly sure where he lives. He comes in here once in a great while. Oh, you live in Bullhead City? Right over there on the California border. I think I have an ex-wife who lives there. I think. Not sure. I haven't kept up with her. Alright, there's another one of our RPM, second RPM for the roll. And this one's for Yo Man. Now number 17 for Marshall. Ooh, this one's different. And it looks like a really minor lower split serif RPM. I'll pull it out just in case. I do believe I remember all this jumbled die marker stuff going on. So I think I remember this die from a different roll in a different moon many, many moons ago. I'll pull it out as die 3 for now. That's going to be from Marshall. Now Stephen A. Next coin up belongs to Stephen A. And well, it's going to be called a normal coin. Normal for now. I do believe that could be an extra serif up in the top. It actually looks like it is. So I think I'm going to need to pull this one. Hey, Papa Giorgio. Yeah, we're going to pull that one as an RPM. So we're going to do this as die 4 for the roll. Next will be Stonecutter. Stonecutter gets another one of those. So it is on the die, and it does appear to be a minor RPM. You can see that it's a little light spot below the upper serif. That is actually a bit of a hump right there. So this one's for Stonecutter. It's going to be another one of these RPM 4 for the roll. Coin number 19. Now coin number 20. Adam Chambers. And Adam will pick up. And it appears we have a normal coin here. Alright, now number 21. 21 for Deanne. Looks like we have another normal one. We've got a little flurry of some minor RPMs going on in this roll. Good little bit of stuff. stuff. There's another one that matches that number 3 that I pulled out. Die 3 for the roll. Not sure this is going to be anything in finality. I just believe that it's something worth giving a second look to. Looks like the lower serif is split on this, so it could be an RPM. I pulled it out as die 3 for the roll, so we've got another one to add to that stack. Now we've got Thomas. There's another one of the die 4s, or is that a die? No, that's a... Ooh, what is this? Is that what I've been missing? Wait a minute, that's die 1 right there. That's die 1 for the roll. Let's see if that's what I've been seeing as the other ones. It's a die 1. Let me see. This is a die 4 here. Is that actually a die 1? No. Okay. That one is different. Okay. Just making sure. Trying to keep myself straight here. Alright, coin number 24. Crispy. Crispy has a die number 2 right there. Die 2 for the roll. We've got these 2 die scratches. This one right here. And this one right here. These 2 die scratches are the ones that I'm looking at, along with that little tiny split in the lower serif right there. That is an RPM. We are going to take a better look at it and see if it's something that we have listed or can list. And if it's not, of course, we'll just send them back to you. But if it is, well, then we'll get them listed. Coin 25 now to Marshall. Halfway through the roll, what do we see? Well, this is another one of the RPM 4 coins. Little minor thing down below the upper serif there. I'm not sure it's an RPM, but we're calling it an RPM for right now, just for the sake of brevity and not calling it a potential RPM, which I probably should be calling it, but I like doing things the quick and easy way. Jim Fletcher. Jim Fletcher coming up now with coin number 26. Now, more than halfway through the roll, let's see what we can get. Well, I've got nothing going on with this coin. I'll flip it up and move it on. Now number 27 for Eric. Eric Breyer. Die number 2 for the roll, right there. Die 2 for the roll. I don't live anywhere near another state right now. I used to, but the furthest away I have ever lived from another state was a 4.5-hour drive. The closest I've ever lived to another state was in Memphis, Tennessee, which touched Arkansas. That's another die 2 for the roll. Right now, I think I'm probably about a 45-minute drive to South Carolina, 45 minutes to an hour to South Carolina, and then to Virginia is probably an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to Virginia from here. Well, Starbuck, how are you doing, buddy? Hope you're healthy and everything's going well for you. That's right, Memphis also touches Mississippi. All right, this is a die 3 for the roll. Die 3 for the roll. Shows up with a number of nifty little markers. This one's for Mr. McBride. There's a minor split lower serif RPM. I did most of my growing up in Memphis. A lot of the time I spent in Memphis as a kid, I didn't really dig through rolls of coins, except during my teenage years, I would dig through $50 rolls from the bank to get gas money. And I found plenty of them. Used to go to the First Tennessee Bank at Perkins and I believe it was Perkins, and Summer Avenue. First Tennessee Bank there on the north side of the road. And I would get 10 rolls of $50, $100. And I would look through those and pull out all of the 40% silvers and all of the 90% silvers I could find. And there was a coin shop at Perkins and Knight Arnold. And I doubt it's there anymore. But here's another die 2 for the roll. But that coin shop at Perkins and Knight Arnold, that guy would give me $2 for every 90% and 65 cents for every 40% silver $half I could find. And I would take them in there and give them to him and turn around with my cash, my profit, and go to the Exxon station across the street and get a tank of gas. And then, well, I could go pick my girlfriend up and take her out. Sometimes I'd show up a little bit late and her dad would say, well, it's getting a little late, isn't it? I said, well, it took me a while to find my $half today. He said, why don't you just get a job? So why get a job when you can make money on $half? Oh, I'm glad you're doing great, Starbuck. Everything's holding out for you, holding up. We're getting into the cooler months, the refresh for the year. I love the refresh time. Here's another die 4. Die 4 has that little humpy bumpy looking thing just below the upper serif that we're going to check out a little bit closer. I can't say necessarily that is an RPM, but we're going to check it out and see one way or the other. Here's one for Bob Hampton. And Bob gets another die 2 for the roll here. Die 2, it's a lower split serif. You've got those 2 die scratches over next to the 1. On to coin number 36. Here we are, coin number 36, and it's just now time to start this broadcast. I like it when we can get things moving. We do have a list up for tonight's auction. Tonight's auction will be mostly singles, and we will have a proof pull coming up this weekend. Proof pull coming up this weekend. We will be selling tonight $2 a coin. We go all the way back to 1953 for proof coins in this particular pull. Then we'll do a double your value singles pull where we will have a number of relatively nice $5 to $10 Lincoln cents that will come out of the higher stakes area of this particular box, which will have, I believe, 150 coins in it, and those will sell at $2 a piece. So get your chance of pulling. Oh, there's going to be some nice 1909 VDBs. There will be some mint-marked earlier Lincoln cents. There will be some better grade Lincoln cents in there. A lot of nice BU coins. Wheat cents, anyway. Those will sell this evening as well, $2 a coin. So everything will be $2 a coin tonight. We'll have a starting maximum of 10 per person, and we'll see what happens from there. The auction is at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which would be 6 p.m. Central. So it's going to be the same time as Jessica's auction. There is another die 4 for the roll. While Jessica's out nursing her neck, I will be doing the Thursday night auctions as I can, as I have time to do them, and I do have time this week, so we will be doing one. Let's see, this is not an RPM. Ooh, nice struck through. Looky there. That's pretty. That's a big old piece of something. Big old chunk of something got struck into this coin. That's kind of cool. Found a 76D DO3 and a 61D DR1 in an OBW roll. That's very nice, actually. Very nice. Like the struck-throughs. Here, let's zoom in on this and just see how deep this is. There's the cave right there. Tell you what. That's kind of cool when you can pull up this close and look at them. These things are neat. I've always liked them. So who does this one? This one's Penny Hoarders. So Penny Hoarder gets this one. It's going to be a nice coin. Nice addition to your collection. Very nice. Alright, I'll zoom back out. That's right. Meteor strike. Now see, the way that you can tell that this is not damage to the coin after it was struck. So if you look around the outside edge of this crater, you'll notice that you do not have the typical crater effect where metal gets pushed away and it rises around the edge of a crater. You know how craters usually have that ridge around the edge. If it has the ridge around the edge, that means that the die was not in contact with the coin when that pit was made, which means damage. If the die was in contact with the coin during the time that pit was made, it's not going to be able to rise up around the edges because the field of the die is going to restrict the movement of the metal. What power is my scope? I can't even really tell you for sure. I don't know. All I know is it's a 7x to 45x scope, and this the zoom goes from 7x, which is back here, to 45x, which is up here, and everything in between, which is called an infinite zoom. But the camera is an 18 megapixel camera. We're currently looking at it at 100%. I can make it so that you can see it at a higher percentage. Of course, it pixelates a little bit, but if I did this and then zoomed in, we would make that crater as large as the screen. They're not cheap, David. Microscopes like this one come at a price. They are they're gonna run somewhere in the $200 to $300, maybe $400 range. With the camera, you're going to end up spending close to $600-700 on the scope and camera. And then the lighting that I have is a very expensive part. The lighting that I have would cost about $1,100-1,200 to replace new. So the scope and the camera together are about $2,000. So they don't come cheap. This one's for Penny Hoarder. But I got the good stuff because, well, it's what I do for a living, so I got to have the good stuff. Next coin in line goes to Thomas Murphy, and I don't see anything going on here. So unfortunately, coin number 42 is going to turn out to be a normal coin, now 43. Coin number 43 for Go Wi-Fi. You need your first 09S VDB. I got, how many of those did I get in the mail the other day? I think I got 4 of them in the mail the other day. They're all fake. But I got them knowing they were fake. Hunt your $50. There you go. Hunt your $50 and you can get that microscope after about 4 lifetimes of hunting $50. I tell you what, the $50 back in 1984-85 when I was hunting them, well, there's another RPM 1 for the roll right there. Really nice wide split lower serif. The $50 that I was finding back in those days, 1984-85, were a lot more plentiful than they're going to be now. You're 40 years on now, and a lot of people have been through $50 pulling out silver since then. I'm not even sure if there would be gas money in doing $half anymore. There's another RPM. This is another, believe, die 1. Yes, it is another die 1 for the roll. So here we get to the other end of the roll, or near it, and we're starting to find die 1s again. That's coin number 45. Let's look for coin number 46 and see what happened there. I'm going to zoom the scope out just a little bit. We're kind of used to looking at it at a little lower power. Right around there. That'd be easier on us. Too much light. There we go. Not in focus. Come on, get in focus. There we go. And I got nothing for this coin. I think most of what you're going to find in $half these days is all going to be clad. Very, very few silver ones left out there. Here's another die number 2 for the roll. Die 2 for the roll. There's 2 die scratches next to the 1. Give it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. And this one goes to Marshall, so let's look at coin number 48. We have 3 coins left in the roll. Here's Adam Chambers. For the first of those 3 coins, let's see what it is. And it is, well, very anticlimactic here. This is a normal coin. Well, hello, Mr. Fletcher. I hope South Carolina is treating you nicely, sir. Here's one for Malcolm. How much longer do you have there before you can go back home? This is another die 2 for the roll. Another die 2 for the roll right here. This one goes to Malcolm. And then we'll have coin number 50. Coin number 50 for the roll belongs to Thomas Murphy. And Thomas Murphy will pull this. What is it? It is, well, that's a bummer. It's normal. It's been humid. You're going home in 4 weeks, huh? Well, very nice. I bet you missed North Carolina. I love my North Carolina. It's a great place to live. Okay, here are the normal coins in the roll. It constitutes probably less than half the roll. And I'm going to stack these as I go along. Here's RPM 1 for the roll, number 45, 44, 23, 7, and 2. Jim Fletcher got one of those. Here's die 2 for the roll. 49, 47, 35, 32, 28, 27, 24, 16, 11, 10, 9, 6, and 4. So there's those. Here's die 3 for the roll. Die 3 for the roll is number 29, 22, and 17. Die 4 for the roll starts with number 40, 34, 25, 19, and 18. So that's what we've got, folks. That's this. Be sure to join me at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central. Talk about an hour and 45 minutes from now for the Thursday edition of the auction. We'll have a couple of nifty games that we can get involved in after the auction. So be sure to stick around and see me then, and we will be happy, all of us, together. Dinner time, folks. You guys have a great afternoon. I'll see you guys later.